hold on to your butts for this one. We're talking all about setting yourself up with support for the next big thing that's coming. That's what we're talking about today. I wanted to let you know that before I just started telling you about how I feel like my life is unraveling. Okay. When I record these episodes, I would love to tell you guys, because I want you to take me seriously. I would love to, tell you guys I really sit down. I'm like, okay, we're going to think about it. These are fully channeled. Whatever the messages are that I know I need, that you all need, that's what comes through. And we've been talking so much, and if you're an astro girly, if you have a real spiritual practice, I'm sure even if you participate more in traditional religion, or you're going to church and you're feeling like these things, however you practice isn't so much of matter. It's really that we're all experiencing this big threshold, and we've known that we're coming up to it because we can even see it in the collective, right? Which, that's a conversation for a different day. But we can see that happening, and whatever is that, and typically what is happening on a big collective level is what's happening for us individually. And it may the details may look differently, but the energy is the same. And, there's a lot that's happening in our collective right now that's causing a lot of people to get prepared or figure things out or dig in deeper. There's kind of some practices and things that people are doing on, all sides of the spectrum in order to kind of quote unquote prepare for what's coming up. And that's really what we need to do in our own lives. We have known this feeling of this thing is finally going to happen for me, right? This thing. And I used to have a bit in an old solo show that I did called The Fucking Thing. And it sits up at the top of the hill, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to get the fucking thing, because everybody has their fucking thing, whether that's marriage, the baby, the house, the money, self-acceptance, fame, the followers, the car, whatever, the body. And it's like, that's the fucking thing. And once I have that thing, then everything will be great. And so this group of people, they're all at the bottom of the hill, and they're all talking about the fucking thing that's going to change their life. And so they're on this mountaintop, and they're going up, and they're not even paying attention to everything that's around them and what the beauty that's there around them. They're just so focused, focused. That's a word that we all need. It's when you're focused, but you still feel fucked. You're like, I'm focused on this thing, but I'm fucked. Fuckest. Is that what I said? It's great. I love it. Clip it. Clip it. Honest sidebar. When I was in college, or when I was in high school, one of the schools that I applied to, the essay was, if there was a sign above your desk with one word, what would that word be? Which feels like really ridiculous to ask an 18-year-old. And I don't remember what my word was. I would love to know what it was. But right now it's fuckest. That's for sure. That is for sure the word that is metaphorically hanging in my orbit, so to speak. So these people are on their way up the hill, up this mountain, and they're not even seeing all of the beauty that's around them because they're so focused on getting to the fucking thing. And they get at the very top of the mountain, and I'm sure you can guess what happened. There is no fucking thing, right? Because that's where we're all living in the present, but in pursuit of the future. And this is when we get into that really kind of weird place where if I think about it for too long, my head will explode and I'll get overwhelmed. But where it's like, time is an illusion. None of this is real. There are no rules. You're always just living in the present. There is no past. There is no future. It's literally happening now. Obviously, people have written books on it and movies and the whole thing. And that's a really difficult place for us to live in, because we have to pay bills, the world's on fire, there's shit going on, maybe you've got an ankle injury. We all have the things that we're moving through in the present that keep us distracted from the present in pursuit of the fucking thing that doesn't exist, right? So we are now, I think, coming online to the fact, no pun intended, to the fact that there is no fucking thing. I think collectively, and we're all coming to it differently, but I do think that for you and where you are right now in your life, you have accepted that thing is coming for you. But if you don't get prepared now, it's not going to mean anything, or you won't be able to recognize it. You won't be able to take that thing and enjoy it, because your life is happening now. And your life has changed so much. It makes me so emotional. like for myself, but for all of you, like I can feel you. I can feel, my whole body's lit up. I can feel the amount of work that you have done to get to where you are both accepting and knowing that like the fucking thing is coming. It is unavoidable. You will get that thing. You know that that relationship that shows up and changes you and compliments you is on its way. You know that leaving that job and looking for this new one, like that, you know, abundance, ease in all forms is on its way. You know, accepting things about people in your family and choosing to love them anyway is difficult, but it also makes way for healthier relationships now. Like all of this work, y'all, like if you're tired, like, bitch, I feel you, you know, like, but it's so worth it. And I think up until a couple months ago, maybe even a couple weeks ago, for some of you, I'm feeling you have finally accepted and understand like, oh, that thing is coming. Like I will get that thing. I am worthy of that thing. I am like all of this work that you've been doing has finally integrated. But now we're left with going, okay, well, where are the adults? You know, like now we know that like, okay, we've done all of this work. So now we've changed internally, but we're looking around at the things externally and being like, oh, some of this is, we gotta, you know, this is always my thing. Typically I talk about it in springtime, but it's like, we gotta, you know, Marie Kondo this life. Okay. We gotta toss some shit out. And this practice is going to be really hard. And I think I've talked about that a lot recently of just like the hard. And I don't say that for any other reason just than like I see you. And this is going to move us into today's real meat, which is like we have to figure out what it is that we need to support ourselves while we're in pursuit of the fucking thing. So if we're going up the mountain, like what do we need? What do we need to take with us? And now the specifics are going to be different for all of you that are listening, right? But I know that there are a few things that are undeniable. And the first one is just going to have to be grace. And I know you're like, I wanted something that was like better and more concrete. Like, bitch, me too. Okay. But that's the, yeah, my whole body is lit up of like I'm so emotional. Oh my God. You have been so hard on yourself. You have been so hard on yourself because whether it was like, if I'm just hard enough on myself, then it'll work, or people will see, or I will accept myself, or I'll finally be in that body, in that car, in that relationship, in this thing, I will be so like that. Somehow if you were brutal to yourself, we don't make mistakes. This is where that perfectionism comes in and that self-sabotage, and like, that's just not gonna work anymore. And I think that you know that and you feel that on a level that is visceral. And the reality is that grace really is the thing that we need. Because in order for you to begin to support yourself with where it is that you're going, you're going to have to try a lot of new things. And that means you may feel embarrassed. You may feel silly. You may feel angry. You may feel stupid. You may feel all of these emotions that being a perfectionist, that being number one, that being hard on yourself, that being the wallflower, that being the, no, I'm fine, you go first, has saved you from. Right? It's the Stephen Pressfield quote that I love that I'm going to butcher right now. But it's like, in order to be in the arena, you're going to get stomped on by bulls. And that's the reality. And so I want you to have this practice. I know I'm giving you so many practices, so take what works for you and leave the rest. Like I feel like the last couple of episodes are like, here's something to do every day. And then they just keep piling up. But I've been doing this in the morning and at night. Of what do I need to release? And that release for me is grace of like, wow, I didn't do this thing well enough, or I wanted this thing, like whatever those things are, as soon as I wake up that I'm hard on myself. Oh, I didn't wake up into enough time. I didn't do this. I have already woken up being like hateful to myself. I'm like, girl, you just woke up. Like, can you give it a beat, dog? Like, just relax. And so that's really going to be a huge thing of like when you can get to that place. I always see it in color, and to me it's like a lavender periwinkle. Take that or leave that if that resonates with you, but like that is the color of this feeling of just kind of like lilacs, of just okay, all right, that of relaxation, of just like it's all good. Like that is the place that we want to start our day from, because you've probably been starting your day from complete dysfunction. Even if that dysfunction is depression, not being able to get out of bed, or you have kids and so you wake up, the alarm goes off and there's already 75 million things that have happened, or you wake up and there's racing thoughts and you can't cool them down, or like, I've got to pay this, this bill is coming up. That is still, there's also no judgment on any of those things. 100%. We're all doing the best we can. I'm just saying that we need to become aware of that is where we're starting our day from, and where we're going to receive the things that are coming for us. That's not going to cut it anymore. And the more that you do that, you're going to feel that constriction. You're going to feel it. It's going to get hotter. It's going to get more and more like pressurized. And so if you can imagine waking up in this space, like it even makes me want to like, you know, kind of move around in my chair and just like relax my body a little bit. Like if you can get to this place of grace and starting your day from there, and starting your day from like, I know this is so hard. Please don't roll your eyes. Okay. I'm just the messenger here, but could you start your day from like, oh, I wonder what will happen? Like, when was the last time? I know one of you on here is like, Wonderlust. So you're like, I'm always doing that. Other than you, okay? You're probably the only one, which I love that for you. I love that for you, okay? Stay with me. But most of us have that feels so foreign, because we are in this just like, I get up, I do this for everybody else, and then I go to bed, like there's no space to just be like, to live. If you're listening to this and not watching, I'm throwing my hands very cartoonishly in the air. You missed it, okay? Like, just relax. Again, you're going to get to the top of the mountain. There's no fucking thing, okay? Can you relax? And I know that it's hard, which is why I'm offering this as a practice. So we really want to tune into that grace in the morning and at night if you can, okay? The other thing I need you to do, and I'm sure that you love to do it, I need you to make a list. And I know you're like, Mama, I'm on it. Okay. What list do you need? I got 2. All right. I need you to make a list of the things you actually need to be supported. So if, like, I'll say for me, like one of the big goals that I'm moving towards is being able to go on tour again. Right. And I want to do a theater tour. So it's going to be longer. It's going to be a little bigger. And that's a couple years off from now. Okay. So I have time to get prepared for that. All right. What am I going to need? I'm going to actually need to know, what is the structure of my life? When could I do that I'm not away from my kids a bunch? Okay. What would I need to put in place to make that happen? What do I need? Like, right. So I'm just using that as an example to show you, like, the way I need to support myself is going to be radically different than the way that I'm showing up for myself right now. And the bigger thing on this list of what do you need to support yourself is also going to mean that you're going to have some really honest conversations with people in your life. I know you were hoping just to be like more glitter pins, you know, or like get to write something like fun down for yourself, like how I can support myself. You're going to have to really start to tell people what you need. I have used my voice so much recently with the people closest to me that I feel uncomfortable, you know, where I'm like, no, I didn't finish what I'm trying to express. I need you to listen. Or no, I said I cannot do that thing. You're not hearing me. And really, really getting clear, because here's the other thing. People only treat us based off of what we are used to giving. And so sometimes we blame other people, and it's like, have you told them? Have you said no? You know, like when you become the person where everybody says jump and you say how high, guess who everybody's going to ask to see jump? And that is going to, again, this is where that friction, that pressure comes from, because it doesn't feel safe to do the things that you need to do to be supported. Because the things that you do that make you feel safe have like safety as far as like subconsciously, but girl, you're killing yourself. And so we're going to have to really start to tell people what is okay, what's not okay, and what you need. And that's going to be a little uncomfortable. So that's something that's going to be so important on that list of like, what is it, the support that you need? And really getting clear. And that's not about, and I'm sure you can read between the lines, but just in case, asking for support is not making everybody else deal with your problems or what you need, but it's getting honest about how much space you have. And if you're just listening to this, I'm like moving my shoulders back and like physically taking up more space. You know, do you need help from somebody in your life to do a kid pickup? Do you need, you know, you're like, oh, I hate asking, you know, my parents for money. I don't ever want to do that. Okay. Do you hate it because it's this pride thing? Or like, if you ask them for $100, that's really going to save you in this spot right now. Could you ask them for $100, you know, or whatever the thing is? Because I'm not talking about changing dynamics. I'm talking about like changing the way that you show up for yourself. Because until you start to show up and support yourself, nobody else is going to know that that's what you need. And so you really need to get granular, or you don't need to. I mean, you do you. I'm just saying, if you're listening to this, you're probably asking my advice. That's what I would do. Okay. Couple of notes is I would get really granular. What do you need to support yourself? Maybe it's like something else I'm wanting to do is like expand and have a little bit more space. And so something I need to do, I need to make an extra 10 grand a month. Okay. What can I do in order to like bring in, you know, some more money? What are other aspects of my business that I can pop open again? Like, what can I do? Because that money is going to give me more resources to move with a little bit more ease, because I am so good, you guys, at doing everything that my body is so inflamed and so tired, and my nervous system has gone completely haywire because, again, it was that feeling of like, no, I can do it. I can do it. It's fine. You know, that you don't even know how overworked, how overtired you are, and that that's not necessary, you know? And it's when you're making this list, you're gonna have to confront some things. Like, it's not gonna be easy really figuring out what it is that you need for support, because a lot of it is gonna be that you have to support you. Like, that's the thing that's been very difficult for me, where I'm like, oh my God. Okay. The prince who's coming is apparently me. Okay. So that's embarrassing for everyone involved. And obviously we know, yes, at a logical level, like no one's coming to save us, you know, but it's a lesson that we're going to continue to learn. So we need to take ourselves seriously. And that's going to take me to the third one, which is you need to take yourself seriously. You need to take the fucking thing seriously. You need to take this transition seriously. Because if you don't, then you and I are going to be sitting here in a year from now having the same exact fucking conversation. And I don't want to do that, to be honest with you. I'd like us to be one and done, babe. Right? And that's it is a little bit of a warning. Like, it really is, of just like, and it's fine. That's not like that you're going to fuck anything up. You're not going to fuck anything up. But how many more times do you want to learn the lesson? And that's ultimately, like, I think with this awakening, like I was saying at the top of the episode, and this kind of like coming into the realization of everything we want, we really can have. We really are as expansive and excellent and creative and abundant as we secretly believe ourselves to be. Like, we can move on from all that, right? We know, like, we're confident, we're great, we're baddies. Like, we've accepted that, right? Please. Okay. If not, jump in my DMs. Okay. I'll send you a little pep talk, but we've accepted that now. Okay. We also thought, I know that you thought this because I thought this. So if I thought this, you thought this. Okay. Oh, great. Well, now we accept it. So it's just like all gonna like, it'll all just like work, right? No. Apparently that's not universal law. Okay. And so I know that we're tired because it's taken us so long to get here, but that's why I say, when you're operating first and foremost from a place of grace, you're going to be able to be more present for the hard in a way that shows you the lessons. Like I was sharing with my co-producer, Caroline Watt, shout out to Caroline, before this, and we were talking, I was saying how I'm so used to just going to whatever people invited me to, because it's this thing of like, oh, opportunity. It could be an opportunity. It could be an opportunity, that I've made myself sick. And, and she was sharing, well, it's not FOMO, right? But it's the fear of missing the opportunity. Well, when you're living in that place, which essentially is a scarcity mindset, and you are giving your energy to all these places, you're diluting it. You're making yourself more tired. You're not taking yourself or your time seriously. So what happens? You're going to miss the actual opportunity that is for you. So choosing grace and choosing a new way of living to match the way that you feel internally is a practice. It's going to be hard. We're going to keep talking about it here. But when we can go back to that physical list of support, again, you guys know I love, Mama loves a practical tool, okay? We're already going to have this list. Okay, if you're trying to keep up with your other friends and you're going out and you're spending all this money you don't have, what? So they think you're cool, or they if they're really your friends, there's more conversations to be had there. I need you to start to pull yourself out of debt. I need you to take that $150 you're spending to go out with them, and you need to put that towards your credit card interest, or whatever these things are. We're actually going to have to live differently. And for me, it was one of those of I need to take my time back. I am a mother of 2 boys that are still very young, that I love so dearly, but it's like living with 2 Energizer bunnies that are just never sleep and somehow are just always no, good, we're good, Mom, and running 2 businesses and trying to take care of myself, my time, my availability, my energy level, in order to be excellent and show up for myself and show up for all of you to the best of my ability in this space, and continue to grow what it is that I'm here to do, is only going to happen when I give myself that grace, when I am honest about that support list, and I honor that support list, and I take myself seriously. And I share that because I know if it's true for me, it's true for you. All right. We're going to keep talking about this. I'm really excited. I really felt, I know that, my whole body's lit up again. I know and I trust that this message is meeting you exactly where you are. I'm already excited for your DMs that are going to be how did you know? Really connecting in that space. And one of the things that I'm working on is coming up with a new, either a monthly energy circle or a monthly town hall, something like that, where we have a space that we can come together every month that's low cost, in a way that you can take in what you need, or you can share and you can get some feedback from the group. We'll keep them small. Just really that as you all are doing this work and working towards something greater, that you have a space that even if the other people in your life may not understand the choices or the things that you're making and moving through, that this group really does. So stay tuned for all of that. If you've not jumped on my newsletter, it's frankly rude at this point. Go to there. It'll be in the show notes. Please go and jump on the newsletter. Every month, I send out a monthly energy reading that you can only get right there. And it's always so juicy and so good. So definitely recommend that. I submitted to South by Southwest. I think when this episode drops, it's going to be the last opportunity to vote for me. So I'm going to have you, I think it'll actually be the last day when this drops. So that will also be in the show notes. Go vote for me. I'm not, I don't win anything, but the more votes I have, the higher on the list my programming will be for South by Southwest. So I would appreciate that. But I really do love you. And I really am so excited for everything that you're doing. So I really trust that this was impactful, and I'm excited to hear where you're at. As always, tune out, tune in. Love you, mean it.